right, everyone. Welcome to So I Did a Thing. There's already people here. Hey, Christina Collar. It has been a while. How are you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. We got folks already showing up. Comments are popping. Holy crap. James Patron is here. Ann Small is here. Joshua Miranda, what's going on, brother? You doing all right? All right, before I squirrel out too much on these comments, let's get my guest out here. So, my guest tonight, if y'all don't know Sri, then y'all are not doing LinkedIn right at all. So you need to fix that. You need to go connect with her, follow with her. She drops some bomb ass video tips. She's a video coach. She's a live stream producer. She's a live streamer, and she's my friend. So I'm going to bring Sri out here.
What's up, everybody? I love the welcome. Hey, I was reading that. Are you ready? I was like, could it be something different? Like, are you ready? Because that seems more of your personality.
Yeah, I need to go back and fix that. That's a quick edit to go back and do that. That is a good idea.
I'm loving the love that's coming in.
I know it.
You know what? Let's give it up for some Texas, Florida, South California,
New York,
love.
New York, chasing four hands in New York. Julie Childs, hey Julie,
what's up, Julie?
Good to see you.
We were talking earlier.
Robert Berry in the house.
We were talking about Rob.
We were talking about with his signature hi, y'all. He lives in Texas now. He's got to say y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shannon Epps is here. Holy crap, things are.
Hey, Karen, what's going on? Thank you for the wonderful comment. And Denise, when we got to link up. You're like only 30 minutes away from me.
Really? She's in Texas too. I knew that. I did know that.
Yeah. So she's not too far. And then we had somebody, I think Ann Smalls, she was saying.
Ann Smalls from Texas. Yep.
She said she was somewhere from
North Lake. Dallas. Yeah, North Lake, Dallas area.
Oh, we have somebody from Trinidad and Tobago. Where are my doubles?
See that. Yeah, Darren Wallace. He's another Texan. He's from the Dallas area. Who is from Trinidad and Tobago?
What's going on, Will? I'll look it up because it's on my profile.
Is it? Is it on your side? Oh, it is. It is. I'm sitting here looking at my comments going, how come it hadn't? That's why it's not showing up. It's not on my side. It's on her side.
That's how you know.
It's been a day. I know it very clearly in purple and says paired over here, and I should know that. Yeah.
It's Nikisha. Hello. Thank you for joining us all the way from Trinidad. And Shannon, so wonderful to have you guys. So many of you have seen my post. Many of you have not. I talked about burnout, and it's a real thing. And
it is a real thing.
And as much as I was told to cancel this live, I was like, no, I really did book this. I know Chris would have been like, it's all right. But I said, I kept my word. My word is everything to me. So if I can't live up to it, then at least let me say it in enough time. And I thought about going offline and everything way too late. So I said, let's do this. So
yeah, let's do the thing.
Do the thing. So I'm ready for Chris to ask me the hard questions. I'm already sweating, everybody.
So. We were talking about that backstage too. About it's just like from May until October, like in Texas. It's like, what's the temperature? It's hot. You just sweat all the daggone time. It is death. Yeah, it is death.
You lose, like, if you're lucky, unlike me, who's like gaining weight, but you could go outside. I was getting a oil change today. I was sweating. I was just I forgot I was in the house somewhere, and all of a sudden I was sweating. I'm like, golly. Yet it's okay. It's just a short period of time, and we're gonna do this. Wow, doing a drive-by. I'm on another call. I appreciate you, Teresa.
Yeah, thank you. I do that sometimes too if I can't make it. Hey, how y'all doing? I gotta go. Can't stay. Gotta go. Love y'all. Peace out.
They should do that emoji piece.
Now they should. They should. We just got them to do the laughing emoji. Maybe we can get them to give us the peace out, the peace emoji. Yep.
Is there a wait? I want to know. Is there a peace emoji on our actual like texting? I'm
Yeah,
really yes, we do. We do have it.
we do have it. Yep, we do.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, Florence, Texas heat this year has been brutal. Lots of triple digit days. Lots of triple digit days.
What are these snacks that we're talking about? Because everybody's talking about snacks, and I'm hungry. The only snack I have right now is water.
I am starving, and I was a guest on Mark Sharp's live right before I got on here from 5:30 to 6:30, and he's a pastry chef. So naturally, we started talking about food, and I'm like over here just starving to death. My stomach's asking my mouth if my throat's been cut. Speaking of Mark Sharp, there he is, right there. We're just talking about you, brother. And I'm
Mark,
like, bro, I am
where are the
starving.
pastries? Where
Where
are
are
the
the
pastries?
pastries? I know it.
Oh, we're over here drinking the water, trying to get our,
Yeah,
skin
and it's not
flawless.
doing anything
Hey,
for me.
you
I'm
know
still
what? No,
hungry.
take that. If you
It
drink,
is. It's not doing anything for my hunger right now.
no, your hunger, no, but it will. It does help if you drink water before you eat. And another true fact is we should be drinking half of our weight. So I need to be drinking 81 ounces of water because of that's just how much our body needs.
That's a lot
We
of
actually
water.
we breathe out oxygen, and so we are letting go of water a lot. So if you
Yeah,
think I'm crazy, look it up, and find if you're looking for somebody to help you with that area, just message me. I know somebody who's amazing. But if you also want to get in front of the camera, Chris, was it always easy to be in front of the camera?
and, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't have any problems getting on camera. Going live. It took me a little while to do, like pre-recorded videos. But I was already going live, which was weird. I think I don't remember, but it is a little nerve wracking. For me, recording video is a lot more nerve wracking than going live.
Really?
Really, like because I will want to do multiple takes. I will
Inquiring
want
minds want to know.
to, yeah. Hey, Teresa.
What's up, Teresa?
Yeah, who's doing the interviewing here? I know it. That's what happens when you get two streamers on the show. It's like you don't have to worry about it. Like when I had Gabe on a couple weeks ago, you don't have to worry about it. Like both
You
of
should
you
have
just
just
natural
let
at it.
Gabe take over. Like, just let him do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just make him a team member. Let him
Yeah.
take over. You just sit
Well,
there.
funny thing is, we were test driving Wave.video, and you can make anybody a team member. Any of your guests, you can change their permissions and give them admin access.
Whenever I go live with Gabe, I am making sure to make him.
So
He's
look, and
taking over.
if you have not gone live with Wave.video yet, you ought to do it just to play around in it. It is an amazing tool. You can do so many more things in it than you can Restream. The only thing is that LinkedIn's API and Wave's API aren't talking to each other yet. However that works, I don't know. So the comments don't populate over into Wave. Yeah, it sucks. But
Have Restream does that sometimes. You just got to use your phone and use multiple
yeah,
screens.
it does. Yep.
Robert,
Sometimes it.
if you do a pop up live, I would love to be your guest.
Sheree did a pop up with me a month or two ago,
Yes,
early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning.
yes. Chris was like, "You want to do a pop up live?" I was like, "Sure."
She was a troop. Not many people are going to do one at 7:30 in the morning.
And I was over
Uh,
here showing my boxes, talking about I'm using a light.
I love it. Like I absolutely love that. There's people out there that
We're still on boxes here.
still own boxes. Yeah, I hadn't had any problems with.
This was supposed to be an interview, but it's not.
It's
People are
not.
wondering, like, what does she do? What does he do? Gabe, what's up? Okay, let Gabe come
Gabe,
in.
yeah,
Gabe should
yeah.
be the team member, and he should take over.
Yeah, Shannon, you do need to check it out. Check out Wave. What is Denise saying? Talk about
Denise
this. I
is
want to
saying
do a
she had a
Zoom on
hard
LinkedIn
time. Like, I
Live.
read her. other comment about camera shyness, and then now she's doing it. And what's really cool is that she didn't allow Zoom or any of the things that have been bothering, or not bothering, but just haven't been working to stop her to get on camera. So that's
Yep.
one thing I want to say. Kudos to you, Denise, because a lot of people would stop and yet you're still going. So
Yep.
you're trying to do live with Zoom and have everyone participate via video. So my experience with Zoom is sometimes it works beautifully and sometimes it's not what you expect. So if anybody in the comments, Gabe or Robert, anything that you have to share about what Denise is talking about, please share below, because I haven't used Zoom to go live, but I've been a guest on somebody's show who used Zoom. I actually prefer Restream.
I do
Why?
too.
It's just when they made the feature that both you and your guests can pair their accounts. That was
Yep.
it. That's because on Instagram, it was when I went live, then I would have access to my guests audience. And that's really important, especially if you are an online business or you have a product, you want to get your product out to as many people as possible, or your service that you have. So think about this. If you're Chris and you have this show and you want to talk about being a producer, you want to be able to bring on a guest and have them and have him share his what he knows, and then you don't know who's watching the replay. True story. I brought on a guest. He's got a large following on TikTok, and he connected his accounts. Do you know that I started getting a lot of people in my DMs after our live, and they all came from his YouTube and Facebook. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just that should tell you the power of why being able to have other accounts connected when you go live makes a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Sorry,
Yep.
I took over your show.
No, I love it. So let's talk about her connecting Zoom to Restream. You can connect Zoom to Restream. It's simple to do. I did it last week, trying to just to see how to do it because I'd never done it before. Um, it takes 2 minutes. Like, it's really easy to do. You have to go in and change some settings in Zoom, and then allow it to. You have to pull the RTMP and feed it over into Restream. It takes that long. I didn't
I think
like
it's
it
a video
because,
idea.
yeah, it is a video idea, but I didn't like it because you could not use your custom graphics. The comments were not populating. It had a Zoom watermark in the bottom, and it was a plain black background. Like back there were my little green things going like this. You could not have that, so it was just solid black, and there was a Zoom watermark in the bottom. Couldn't use any custom graphics. Couldn't pull the comments up. Couldn't do anything. But you can do it. It's just is not as you don't get all the features that you do when you go live directly from the studio and Restream.
The main thing for Denise is that she's trying to get everybody who's part of the Zoom onto the screen. And I want to ask, how many people are allowed on a screen when you go live when you're using Zoom?
I think the whole screen will come over because it's through Zoom. Now you can there's a 10-person limit on Restream. Like, you could have up to 10 people on there. I don't know how many you have, Denise, that you're trying to get on a live stream, but as long as it's not any more than 10, you can do it directly from the studio. This is Restream right now, Carrie. Hey, Carrie. Carrie is a video extraordinaire type person too. Zoom is good for turning yourself into a pickle.
It does. It
Snapchat.
makes you like
Yeah.
this. Does Wave Video replace that, or I like Restream. Does Wave Video? I don't know about Wave, so anybody can chime
Yep.
in.
So it's both. It's a live streaming tool and a video editing tool all in one. That's what I did my intro video with, and my outro. And you can do it doesn't do like all the heavy stuff like Adobe does. Like, you can't do all that kind of cool stuff, but it has just a ton of things you can do as far as video editing. And then it has a live stream tool, and you don't pay any extra for any of it. I pay $25 a month and can live stream from it and create and edit videos in it.
And there's also Veed. I was trying to go live on Veed and connect. I did something wrong, so I just have a recorded live on Veed. It's a lot of
I
steps.
haven't. Yeah, a lot of steps. Yeah, they do, Robert. They have some really cool templates that you can customize. This background came out of Wave, this animated background. Um, and it's just a template. It was just a 10-second template that looks good looped. So I'm using it for my background.
So, one of the things that some of you who, if you're not going live, many of you have that, well, I'm going to wait for the right audience. I'm going to wait for the right equipment. I'm going to wait until I get my messaging down. I'm going to wait until I get the right guess. I'm going to wait until I have it perfect. And I'm here to tell you those are just excuses or
Mm-hmm.
limiting beliefs or reasons to not go and step forward into your power. And I know that I've been there. When I started
Mm-hmm.
going live, this handy dandy hairband and snow globe and jewelry box and a ribbon, I went
Mm-hmm.
live with what I had and a green background. I don't have the green background because I'm in my daughter's room. So I would just share, if you're just waiting for the right equipment to create a video, if you're waiting for the right equipment to go live, just do it. If you're
Just
waiting
do
to
it.
do, especially if you're thinking about creating a course, you can test out by practicing. You could go live on Instagram. You could just use your phone until you get your equipment, whatever it is, because sometimes courses are a little bit different than going live. But what I'm trying to say is there's no reason why you go and try and test, practice. Because the
Right.
moment that when you get everything, you still might not do anything.
Right.
You just look at yourself.
I started going live with this webcam right here. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have any lights. I didn't have anything. I had a $35 webcam from Amazon, and that's what I went live with for months. Then I eventually bought a cheap mic and have slowly built my equipment up over time, but most of it has been given to me. I've really been blessed. Like, all of my equipment has been given to me. I have not personally paid for any of it myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it.
Mm. Hey, I mean, I had
Because it's
AirPods for a long
yeah.
time, and then I upgraded to this microphone eventually, which was in
Yep.
January. Right when I got laid off, I got a microphone. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all perception, right? Like, if
Yep.
you are thinking you need something, you don't. When I started going live on Instagram, I only had 97 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to get turned down by a lot of people, and they were like, "Oh, you don't have, you know what? Those aren't the people." If I was thinking about a guest, I've had large guests, meaning like they own franchisees, they're known. They did not care about the following. Why? Because they understand the power, the value that they give will draw in the right people to them. So
Correct.
always think about that. It's, what you're doing, what we're all doing when we're putting out content is that we are giving value. We're opening this door. We're saying, come on in, check us out and what we have to offer. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once they're there, the next few steps is, how do you keep them? That's your content, whether you're giving tips, whether you're giving inspiration, whether you're sharing like me, I got burnt out, or whether you're sharing that you're about to go live. Now you're introducing them like, okay, this person does video, they do static posts. Now they do a live and I can talk to them. Let me see if I like working with them. Sometimes some people never work with you, and some people will work with you after a year or maybe even just one live. You never know.
Mm-hmm. You never know, and you never know who's watching. One of my first guest of the year is she's an RN in hospice and palliative care. Somebody heard her. Somebody heard it, was watching it on LinkedIn or maybe YouTube. I don't even remember. Another nurse showed it to a doctor and said, "Hey, listen to this girl." That doctor was in the middle, or knew somebody that was putting together a hospice and palliative care education team at another major hospital in San Antonio. and they offered her a job helping to develop that. Now she ended up not taking it because they weren't going to be able to pay her what she needed or something. I don't remember, but they are going to hire her as a consultant to do that, which is what she wanted to do anyway, was to make her own or do her own consulting.
See, some of you are saying you remember that, so that's pretty cool. And we
Yep.
have Phil Davis. Well,
Phil
let's type
Davis is
in
in the house.
what's up, fulfillment Phil? Sing for us. I
Fulfillment
would love for
Phil.
it. I love his
So
singing videos.
so Shannon had a question. Is it better to get a webcam and a mic or just do it from the computer? Is there a way to test it before you go live?
Use what you have.
Use what you have first. Period. End of story. Use what you have. My recommendation is to always, if you were going to go buy a piece of equipment, just one piece of equipment, I always recommend first thing you buy is a mic, because your video can be a little fuzzy, it can be a little glitchy, but if people cannot hear you, they're not going to stick around. If they can hear you, they're going to stick around.
And
So
don't be that person that plays the music so loud in the background we can't hear you.
right. And
Whether
there's a way
you're
to
doing a
test it
video,
before you go
let me just
live.
give a tip for anybody who's putting out videos and you decide to put I'm cutting Chris out so bad, but
No, you're good. Go
video,
ahead.
if you're doing video and you're adding music, I have made this mistake so many times. I'm just telling you, make sure that your volume is like at 9-10%. But if there is no, like, let's say your video is just the scenery, you can have the volume loud on the music. If
Mm-hmm.
you are just walking but and there's no sound, you can have the volume loud. Even if you have music that's just background music, you still want it lower because
Yep.
you, the person that's speaking, is actually the focal point.
Yep.
Unless you're using the sound to do a transition in your video. So you want to make sure they hear that drop of the beat or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yep. 100%. I very rarely do background music whenever I'm live, just because it distracts me, because it's louder in my earbuds than it really is coming out of the speakers. So I always end up getting distracted, and I always think it's too loud, no matter how. Anyway, that's why I very rarely use it. But
No, it makes
unless I'm
sense.
unless I'm live by myself, then I will.
We have a question. Are
We
any
do.
inexpensive mics we should look into? So in my newsletter, I provided a freebie, which was a link to a cheap mic with a lapel mic that you can use, and also a ring light. But any lapel, if you wanted to just start off, you could do a lapel. Now, if you're like me, I really wanted a Blue Yeti, so I went to their website and I got onto their mailing list. And when they had a sale, I bought it.
I love the Blue Yeti, and you just did a perfect example of where you should be talking into your Blue Yeti, because as you were turning it, the sound was fading out. And I don't know if anybody else caught that, because I did a video on that, of talking into the right side of your Blue Yeti or any condenser style microphone. Um, you talk into the volume knob side. So talk into it and then turn it so people can hear.
Hello. Hello. And I just realized I dropped my mic earlier and it has a little dent.
my Blue Yeti has a dent in it too. Ann had another question for you. Why are you called a video visibility coach? What's your niche?
So I love helping solo entrepreneurs and corporate professionals to be able to gain the confidence to use the power of video so that they can build visibility to their brand and business, to get those leads, and in turn increase sales. Because video allows us to be able to connect to our potential client. Video allows us to deliver that message, but also has others to understand, like, okay, do I like this person? Would I like to see myself working with them? What they're sharing, is this what I want? Has a value for me? Then this is what I do. And I was like, I've been helping so many entrepreneurs, so many people with getting visible, because many times we feel invisible in the journey. when I started going live, it was because I was invisible. And this is during the pandemic. And I was seeing Jay Shetty, Ed Emlet. I was seeing Lewis Howes going live. And I was like, oh, these guys just do it. Gary Vee was going live every day on LinkedIn. And I said, you know what? I can do this. And I saw a friend of mine doing it. Then that's when I really knew I could do it. And that's when I just started going live. And we did have a question on an intro video. So my question for you, and I think it was not Ann, it was Denise. What kind of intro video are you talking about? And where is this intro video? Because you could have an intro video for your show. You could have your intro video for your videos that you're reintroducing yourself to your audience. Is this the video that's going to be in the second 30 seconds circle on our profile on LinkedIn? Where is this intro video?
Yep. So clarify that. I'm trying to find the comment. I don't see it.
I know we just got we got a question from Gabe. What's a condenser mic? Is there
Yeah,
different types of microphones? That's Gabe.
that's Gabe. Gabe, you probably know the answer to that better than I do. When I say condenser mic, I really meant more of like a podcast style that you can that has Omni and cardioid. I had to think for a minute. Omni and cardioid on it. So I honestly can't answer that one. Hey, Brittany Linhart, how are you, ma'am? Brittany's back. Guess who's back?
Lighting. We have Teresa who says, I turn my light so bright that you can't see I'm wearing makeup. So the question is, why do you turn your lights up so bright that we can't see your beautiful makeup? I would love to know.
Intro video for your live stream. So let me tell you my opinion on intros for a live stream, and then Shree can tell us hers. I push for them. I push for a custom one. One, because you want your brand, right? You want it to be custom. You want it to be fun. You want it to be engaging. That's why I have like kind of the rocking guitar music. Kind of the smart alecky comments about, I'm still waiting on you to drop a comment and stuff like that. But you want it to be fun and engaging, but you also want to, I do it to build in a pause because there's going to be a little bit of a delay from the time you hit the go live button until it actually hits. So I'll do it to build in a pause so that whenever I actually do get into the meat of the show, I've built in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of not of fluff so that by the time we really get into it, everybody's got their notifications. They've had time to look at it, had time to join, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I do an intro video and I do it custom because it's more fun and you want your brand to be out there as much as possible whenever you're doing a live stream. Why would you go live and not want to have your personal brand, your logo, your everything that, I want it to scream Chris, just like Shree would want it to scream Shree whenever she does one.
So I'm on the side of, if you don't have an intro video just yet, you can just go live, but you just have to
You
know
can.
that you are going to have a delay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have at least even a countdown, that helps. But there's other tricks. Then you go to having, what is the first scene that's going to be on the replay when the replay comes onto your post. So you got to think about that, because not everybody's going to stop to watch a live, but they will stop to see the picture. So if you have where you are showing, this is what you talked about, maybe they will stop and fast forward through parts of it to get to the juicy nuggets. And also your copy, this is a tip, your copy also makes a difference, because if you think about your copy, Julia also knows about copy, but if you think about your copy on LinkedIn, if you have a picture, a video, a poll, the first 2 lines before it says read more, so you have a line, space, line, and then read more, you have that real estate to stop the scroll. And
The
then
hook.
the picture is also another way to get them. So think about this. Now, when they are invited to your event, now they're seeing, okay, it's going to be Chris and this person. Then they're going to see the topic. and the date and the time. Then comes the replay where you could just show whatever it is that you want to show. I will say that I've learned the hard way and learning through experience is that you would want your first opening to be you and the guest, or what are you talking about, then go into the rest of your opening. But like I said, if that's too much, you can keep it real simple and just go live with you and your guest. We have a comment.
That's a good idea. I like that. Uh,
Take the
okay, cool.
inspiration from
Thanks,
the
guys. Take it.
We'll check it out because I'm
I'm
always
gonna have to
looking
go
for
check that out. Yeah,
inspiration. I'm always looking
yeah.
for inspiration for openings. You know why? Because everybody's personality is different. So just because you aren't like that person does not mean you could create something that's you. Who
Hmm.
is you? What
Yep.
is your show about? And also think about what is it in for the person that's watching the replay.
I didn't think about that on the replay for a live.
You could
About
just,
that first thing that shows up is going to be in
I'll
your
invoice you
intro.
later.
Oh crap! Time to go.
No,
This
but
might
yeah,
get to be an
it
expensive
is
bill.
something to think about. Like really think about it. Like if you were to look at your page right now, Chris, you would just see a bunch of your opening. But if you really want somebody to stop, then you look at how can I change that? And it really
Mhm.
did. Robert is the one that taught me that. But I want to say that that does make a difference the moment that we started to put, even my pop-up lives have a different opening than my Journey of an Entrepreneur, my flagship show. And then there's Sip and Chat, which is on Tuesday evenings. And we sip and we chat. And my co-host and I, which is my co-host is Charlene, and we
Mhm.
we have a different vibe there too. So this is just something for anybody who's watching. Like think about when you go back to replay, what is the first screen that you're gonna see?
And if it's all intro videos, that's what they're going to see. Because that's you scroll through my activity right now, and what you see on all my lives is an intro video.
Right. And
As you're in the scroll, you know what I mean?
right. And then it makes you wonder, why aren't you getting replays? See, these
Hmm.
are things you gotta think about. What is causing you not to have replays? And it could be like we mentioned, could be your copy and it could be the opening, because people aren't going to stop to watch a long stream unless it captivates their attention or solves a problem that they have. And probably you're like all like, what's happening? But it's true. I've been doing this for 2 years, 2.5 years. I'm still learning. I don't know anything. And
Mm-hmm.
anytime that I learn something, I want to share it, because what do I have to lose by sharing with you? Some of
Mm-hmm.
you could, yes, I'm telling your secrets. But I wanted to show this is my pop-up live. So that should tell you like it had a different, the moment that I started having these openings with the flyer or whatever it is, then it
Mm-hmm.
changed. And so the show is called Sip and Chat on Tuesdays. And then I have my own show, Journey of an Entrepreneur, which is on Thursdays. I've been doing it for 2 years. That's what started, how it all started. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew the day that I would start that show, it was going to be on all platforms. And I have finally could say that I stream on every platform: TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. I'm not on YouTube yet, but that's coming.
Oh my goodness, you need to be on YouTube because it just, for if nothing else, it's just an easily accessible library of all your stuff. Whether you promote it or not, you have some place to point people. You're like, hey, go to my YouTube channel. It's all right there, rather than trying to scroll back through months and months of LinkedIn or Facebook posts or
Mm-hmm.
Twitter
And it's
posts.
Charlie. Oh, and
Yeah,
Anne said it's
yeah,
Charlene.
Charlene Brown, right? Yep. She
So
also has a show with Carl Sean Watkins, or did.
no,
I
they
think
still
they
have
still do
it.
it. Yeah, they still do it. Yeah.
It's real
Yeah.
talk. I
Yeah.
think
Real
the
talk.
super
Yeah.
chat may not be mentioned, but like, it's real talk. But you know what? One of those things with Restream is connecting the YouTube to Restream because there's always an error message. So I would love to know, how do
Really?
you get past that error message?
What does
Yes.
the error message say?
It gives me like these like hieroglyphics, and no, it just says that I have to connect.
She said hieroglyphics.
That I
Ancient
need.
Egyptians.
I know there's like a lot going on. There's an error message that says something to do with YouTube and my restream. So I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on other things and bring that out. And I will just say, like, for anybody who's thinking about like, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, focus on one thing. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have an intro, go live with what you have. And your
100%.
intro is you.
Yep.
Why should anybody stop to watch your live? Think about
Yep.
that. They will
Yep.
watch the first 3 seconds, like, hey, my name is Shree and I help you get in front of the camera. Today's guest is going to be talking to you about all things live. So if you're thinking about going live, make sure to stay tuned. Bam. Then you keep going.
Yeah. And I think that would be cool to have like me and my guests come out. Hey, everyone, I'm Chris. This is So I Did a Thing. Thanks for joining. You know, I'm a remote producer. If you need help with any of that, let me know. My guest Shree does the same thing. Talk to one of us, find which one you like better, and we'll help you out and make it happen. And now we're going to get into, and we'll be back in just a second and then do the intro. So you've got two people up there talking for the first 30 or 45 seconds of it, and then you can go into your intro video.
Yep. And
It's interesting.
this is for those of you who don't have an intro, and this is why I do a lot of times in the beginning. It was an evolution. Everybody was like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to have it perfect. No, I'm
Mm-mm.
going to show the evolution. That's how it's been with my Instagram account, and that's how it's been with even my LinkedIn, that you start from what you have and you grow with it, and you take people with you on the journey
Mm-hmm.
because everybody loves behind the scenes. Everybody loves the journey.
Yep.
So whatever you're going through in that moment, share it. I've been on live when I lost my job. That day I lost my job, I still went live. I was a guest on Russ Hedges' show, and I was like, I lost my job today, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you, but I'm just saying, like, you have this opportunity, this beautiful platform. There was a time when we would have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to be in front of the camera, and now you have it in your hands. If you don't have a laptop, I didn't even have a laptop because when I
Use your
lost my
phone,
job,
y'all.
use my phone, use it up. And our phones
Use
do
it.
great. If you want to know how I do some of my videos, I use cinematic on iPhone, and I don't know if Android has cinematic, but that's how I do it. And then it's in the editing process that you can sharpen them,
Mm-hmm.
the video. That's a hint for anybody who's catching on. Sharpen, and that's where you could do it. You can also, if you're going live, you could chop them up and turn them into micro content.
Yep. 100%. That's another thing I preach. I don't do it. I preach it, but don't do it. And I should, because I've got hours and hours and hours and hours of live streams that has, I wouldn't have to come up with content for the rest of my life, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, think about it. I mean, I've been going live for 2.5 years. I have not hit 200 lives on but I'm getting there. I probably have, but when I count my own individual lives, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But you just learn every day. Everything that you do, you learn and share it. Hey, I just learned Burnout is real.
Yep.
And that's ignoring those signs saying, put it down. You can do it later. The feeling of, I'm letting somebody down by not posting. Who are you really letting down?
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
It's going to be fine. And obviously, if you keep on saying tomorrow, tomorrow, that's not good. But it's also, what about looking at your schedule? How can we change that? How can I look at, okay, maybe Monday is just content day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's heavy. Tuesday is heavy, heavy prospecting. Wednesday, Thursday, something different. Wednesday, I take off for the rest of the day. I don't do anything social media. Then the weekend comes. I mean, like, think about your schedule. It's also, burnout is thinking about, how does your diet look? How are you exercising? How
Mm-hmm.
is your sleep? all of these combined can get you to burnout.
Mm-hmm.
We talked
Very
nothing
much
about
so.
video today.
It's a good idea. So Carrie had a good question, a good comment that I want to point out. Just this is like strategy and a technique for like whenever you go live. If you're going to repurpose your lives, you can hold the Q&A and the comments, recognizing people in the comments till the very end. The same thing like if you're going to use the audio for a podcast, it just makes it easier to edit because you don't have to go through and clip a bunch of stuff out. It's all at the very end. You answer a few questions, um, and you're good to go. I like having the interaction during the show, but I don't repurpose mine into a podcast, so it makes it really. I don't have to worry about trying to edit the stuff out. But if you are going to do that, it is a good idea to think about doing the Q&A at the end or in the middle or some designated timestamp where you know that all you have to do is go clip this part out, and then your audio and your video is good for whatever.
That is true. Or I did it where I would say, "Hey, drop your comments, or I mean, drop your questions in, and we're gonna get to the Q&A." And it was in the middle, so you can still
Right.
cut it in the middle. Whatever you want to do, try it, because sometimes people know, and so they'll drop off early. But if you
Mm-hmm.
switch it up, then you're gonna keep their attention. They're gonna be like, "Oh wow." So that
Mm-hmm.
was one thing that I had to test out. I would do it different ways, in the middle, at the end, whatever.
Yep.
Oh,
Uh, and
wait.
I and I have not hit 100 subscribers yet. I'm like at 87 or 88.
I'm at
I'm like,
25. So anybody who wants to follow me on YouTube, please do, or even on TikTok. Like, I love you. Kenny is saying
Where
he's
you?
in Sugarland. Wait a minute. Where in Sugarland, Kenny?
Yeah,
Because
Kenny D's in
we might
Sugarland.
be shopping at the same grocery store. Yeah.
Right. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
So we
Uh,
have, yes, lives are great for interaction and also for having those. If you're testing, I'm going to go back to the course. You want to roll out a course, but you're not sure that the topic that you have at hand is going to solve your potential clients' problems, pain
mm-hmm,
points. Do a series of lives that go and give people a taste of what that would be like. And based on that, that can also tell you an indication, hey, this is working, this is not. This is also a great way if you want to know what it's like to work with you. There's a mini, you could do mini workshops and just do that for a series. And that could also be a driver for where do
mm-hmm,
you want them to go after the live? What's your call to action? Do you want to get more subscribers for your newsletter like me? I mean, with mine, you go to download a free guide and you will get onto the newsletter. I provide monthly tips on what's going on in video and then also to help you. So just think about different ways of how you can drive people. What is the call to action? Do
mm-hmm.
you want them to go to your newsletter? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them to purchase your course, your mugs, your books like Ask the Right Questions by Rob Berry? So, yes, Kenny, I shop there too.
On Highway 6 in University.
That's my
y'all,
favorite HEB.
y'all are neighbors and didn't even know it.
I know. I'm trying to figure out where Kenny was, and I'm like, oh man, he's right there. He probably was the man in front of me, and I didn't even
He
know.
probably was. I think you'd have probably known.
I probably would have known, but
You'd have
that's
known.
funny.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yes, we're on a mission to subscribe to Chris's YouTube and Tree.
And Shree. Yeah, and Shree. And the only reason, like I said, I don't push my YouTube. I just want to have a custom URL so I can tell people when they ask, it's youtube.com/so I did a thing rather than tell you like I told you earlier, or I told on my live on the live I was on earlier. I was like, yeah, you can find me on YouTube, but it's hard to find. Just DM me and I'll send you the link because I don't do anything with it. I don't push it. But if I was able to say, hey, it's youtube.com/so I did a thing or whatever, then it would be easier to tell people,
Ooh,
how to get there.
you know what, Chris? I'm about to just slash that myth and be like, push it. Just put the damn link. Let them go. Here's the link. Drop it in the comment. Subscribe here. You know what?
Right.
You make it happen
I
by
do that a lot. I do that a lot.
like
Do
think
that.
about
I
it. All
do
these
that.
artists who were pushing CDs. Y'all remember CDs and tape decks back in the day from your trunk.
What?
Come on. We got to go back to those days when we were just out of our trunk selling stuff.
Yep. I remember those days. CDs and tapes. Some of y'all don't even remember tapes.
What's
Kenny
that?
D does. Kenny D remembers 8 tracks and what was before 8 tracks?
Wow, there was records.
Records, yeah,
Vinyl
records,
records.
vinyl.
You know what?
So
I see
yeah,
one at Target and they're like $40. I'm like, what?
yeah,
In
yeah.
the
I'm not.
comments, yes, they are
So look, yeah,
clickable on
in the
the.
comments, yeah, they're not though. Like I've tried to post links in the
Wait,
comments
on your
on LinkedIn.
profile?
Yeah, on LinkedIn. Like if I try to, I'm fixing to do it right now. I'm fixing to drop my.
It should
Um,
okay. It should be because like if you
it
drop it in
should
your
be.
comments, it is. How do you think people got
Oh,
here? They clicked the link from my post.
yeah, I know, but like during the live, if you drop a link, like I just dropped the YouTube link, it's not clickable.
Let's all test this out because
Yeah,
now
I'll show you.
inquisitive minds want to know.
All right, look.
Oh, you have to
See,
go as a profile. You got to go back on the not like in that view.
see the link.
Yes.
It is not. It is not a clickable link.
So if you don't go in that view that you're in, but go to the view on your phone, then you can.
Yeah,
That's just me. Maybe you
and it
got
might be on the phone.
314 comments already. Dang.
How many?
314. You are
Oh yeah,
popular.
yeah.
I want to grow up to be like Chris.
Man, whenever Gabe was it Gabe? It was Gabe.
You had
When Gabe
10,000
was on,
comments.
no, we got over 500 though.
Dang. I'm
That's
lucky.
crazy.
So let's get to that point.
I don't normally have like that though.
If
It's
you
popping
ever
tonight.
if you ever go live and you don't have any viewers and no comments, do not stop that live. Do not cancel
Do
that
not.
live.
Yes, do
Keep
not.
on going. I've gone live where there was nobody. And I've gone live and there were so many people. And it doesn't matter how big you are. Not every piece of video content is going to be the hit. What
Right.
is what matters is being consistent and
Consistent.
showing up, and you don't know who needs to hear that message. If you think about YouTubers, they don't make money on every video they post. They probably make money on maybe 4 to 7, 10 videos out of all that they post. So don't think that, oh, it has to be perfect. I heard that before. Oh, I cancel a live because nobody showed up. Keep going because
You
every
keep
live is
going.
a practice for you. Think about your presentation skills. Think about your public speaking skills. Think about if you are going to pitch in front of an investor. Think about when you're going to do a speech for maybe just a group of people or for your clients.
Yeah.
That's what live can help you with, and that's what video helps you with as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you can sit there with nobody watching and keep talking, that's some hella practice right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can. It's some hella practice because it can be a little frustrating and make you want to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't do it.
Don't
Don't
do
do it.
it.
Doesn't matter whether there's 0 people or 50 people. The show must go on.
The show, and I've had a live where I had 270 maybe people on a live on Instagram, and it
Wow.
was very nervous wracking, but it was more nerve wracking for my host, I mean my guest, because that was their first live, and here I
Yeah.
am walking them through it. So remember, you'll have zero, maybe you'll have thousands, but every live is a practice. That's just how
Hmm.
I've always been. Hey Tabitha, I know her from Instagram.
When your LinkedIn, when your Instagram friends become your LinkedIn friends.
That they we become family. We talk all the time, but that is true. My Instagram buddies have become my LinkedIn buddies, and they're my YouTube. Some of them are on TikTok, Twitter. It doesn't matter. We follow each other everywhere.
Yeah. And something you said that I wanted to key in on is the consistency. So last year, I did my lives all different days, all different times. I tailored it to fit my guest. And it's okay to do that sometimes. But I'm not about every once in a while I'll make an exception for a guest I really, really want. But usually it's usually not. I don't know that I've made an exception this year for it. Except maybe like book did a one off like lunchtime live or something. But once I started doing my lives on the same day at the same time consistently, my viewers and my engagement shot up on it.
Mm. It is
100%.
when you people like to know that you go live at the same time
They
on
do.
those days, makes it easier for them and they
Easier.
could tune in. Also, I was introduced to doing Saturday live. So that's when I did a Saturday live. And that's when I could bring an international guest. So my
Mm-hmm.
show, Journey of an Entrepreneur, is one that we do on Thursday evenings and on Saturday mornings for my international guests. I
Mm-hmm.
do pop-up lives here and there, but I will always have the consistent sip and chat on Tuesday,
Yep.
Thursday, and the
Yep.
Instagram handle. I'm gonna drop it in the comments because it's like a long one, but it's I was it's my business name is Next Level Consulting, and I wanted to be that person that had the hardest name ever, so you couldn't find me. And when I went to go back to put my name, there's already all these people named Sri Mahabir. I'm like, who are these people?
You're the only person I've ever met in my life named Sri.
Well, you haven't been to India because there's a lot of Sris.
No, I have not been to India. I have
But
not.
but I will say this, if you are thinking about going live, doing video, or want help with getting tips on producing, make sure you book a call. There's two options here. We're doing Amazon style. We're giving you a flavor of us. You can work with either one.
Yep. And that's a beautiful thing. Like I love the live stream community is you're a remote producer, I'm a remote producer. Gabe is a remote producer. Russ Hedge is a remote producer. Tim Sohn is a remote producer. DJ Durante is a remote producer. I've been guests with all of these people, but like it's still such a tight knit community. It doesn't look. I mean, we don't look at each other as competition. We look at each other as friends and support and try to help each other out as much as we can. I've referred people that wanted more than what I was able to do, or some people I didn't really feel like they would be a good fit to work with. Um, because you got to support each other, man.
Yeah, because sometimes you think that an ideal client is yours, but then you realize, nah, this would be a better catch for somebody else. And when you start to refer people, then you will get referred. And I want to add
Yeah.
one more to your list. Rob is
I
my
have not been
remote.
on your show yet, Rob, and you have not been on mine. We need to fix that when I come back from break.
He is a remote producer too.
I did not know that. I did not know Rob was doing remote producing. I thought he just audited people and told them how bad they were sucking it up.
Yeah, that too. But he does. He reduces sip and chat.
Okay. Very cool. I did not know that.
Yes, make sure you're following Anne and Small Blessed on Instagram.
How do you know when you need a producer? What do they do exactly?
That's a great question.
It is a
And
great question.
it's when you've done a few that you can know when somebody else is a ideal client that you would want to be a
Mm-hmm.
producer. Because
Mm-hmm.
going live, I will always say this, go live for a while and then do it. Because once you get the mechanics of a platform, you'll know. And then there comes the, oh, I need an opening. what does the flyer, how should the graphics look, what's
Mm-hmm.
the experience for both the guest and the host?
Mm-hmm.
How should that look? And
Mm-hmm.
then comes, what does the after look like too? That's
Mm-hmm.
just
Yep. When you were too stressed, when it gets to be a lot, whenever you decide you would rather just be able to focus on your guest, because it is a lot to try and keep up with all the comments, pay attention to what's going on LinkedIn, and still listen to what Sri is saying all at the same time. So it's a lot, especially if your show's popping like tonight. Has been really amazing. There's been a bunch of comments. Thank y'all so much for that, by the way.
thank
Um,
you.
yeah, thank you very much for that. Um, and that's kind of the deal is the producer's job is to make sure that all you have to do is show up, look good on camera, and make the show flow smoothly. So all you have to do is focus on what you're saying if you're going solo, or focus on hosting your guests and having that conversation and talking about whatever it is you want to talk about.
Mhm. And the other thing too is understanding how much of the producing are you doing? Are you doing the done for you, taking them from concept to creation, or are you just coming in and they've already had it set up? Like, what does that look like?
Right.
Because what I'm doing now, my first client was an opportunity that opened up, and we are doing from concept to reality, done for you. Like, all they're doing is really just showing up. Everything else is being taken care of. And this has come up because of experience.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I like doing. I love the sitting down with a client and creating the show. All right. What are your goals? What are you wanting to accomplish? How are you wanting it to look? Just asking them all the pertinent questions and then coming up with the concept for the show and the idea for the show and the topic and all of that. Creating that at the very beginning is a lot of fun for me. Um, I've never worked with anybody that already had an existing show and just wanted a producer. I would do it 100%. But there's something about the excitement of working with a client who's launching a new show, right? And just their excitement level, and then you get to be a part of that, and just watch it grow is really amazing.
Yeah. But I will not turn down anybody who's like, I have a show, but I need your
Yeah,
help.
I'm not either. I
Because you
am
know
not either.
what?
I will not turn you down.
But you know what? Because that you still have opportunity. They saw something in you. So you have opportunity to change and slowly mold that process.
Right.
These comments are just flying in. I'm like, golly, I can't keep
I
up
know.
with
I
them.
can't. I cannot keep up with them. I should have had Gay backstage this whole time running the show for me.
I know
You
it's
know
a
what?
party.
As many times as I've gone live, I have never had a producer. I've never had anybody run the show for me.
You know, it's an interesting experience for you to
Mm-hmm.
sit back for once
Yeah.
and to learn, because there's different things that you learn from everybody because we all do it differently. We do it the
Mm-hmm.
same but different.
Right.
And being able to come onto a show with Sip and Chat and not have to worry about the comments is so awesome. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
all the other stuff that I do worry about,
Right.
from the
Right.
guests, the research, the putting it together,
Right.
all of that. But then on Journey of an Entrepreneur, it's just I do all of that and the producing. So
Mm-hmm.
having not to do that producing, showing the comments, keeping up with
Mm-hmm.
stuff, hey, this is happening or that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
We could change that,
Yep.
Rob. I could be a producer for you.
I know what Gabe said he would do it for me. Whenever I come back from break, I may hit him up and get him to do it just so I can see what it's like. Um,
Actually, Gabe, what? I'll be taking
I know,
notes
right?
as I'm going live.
I know. First show I ever produced, Gabe had me come on and run one for him. Now, when I say produced, I ran the show. I didn't he already had everything lined up and all that kind of stuff. But all I did was run the show. Um, First one I ever produced was him. And you want to talk about somebody who says, "Hey, I want to get into producing. Tell me everything you know." And then he says, "Hey, you just come run the show for me, and you'll get it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about." And so
Oh yeah,
that
that's
was a
how
little
we met.
that was a little unnerving there. I was like, Gabe's the super producer, and he wants me to come run a show for him. Holy crap! No pressure here, Chris.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Gabe's so laid back, it wasn't any big deal.
Well, Shannon, if you want to, you definitely start practicing on your own and then start
Yep.
asking. Because if you make mistakes on your own, it's different than making mistakes for others.
Yep. And that's one of the things, and that's big right there, is help others with the comments in their lives. And we're getting close to time, so we forget to shut it down. But is whenever I'm like, for my clients, I'm in LinkedIn doing what Ann does for Fanny, keeping the conversation going while I'm running the show. And it's very vital sometimes, because sometimes the chat can be dead. So you want to try and do that to boost the engagement and get people into it and get them fun and excited and all that kind of stuff.
We just want to say thank you for having us on your show. We appreciate you. This guy here always makes every live. I don't know how.
Does he really? I love it. Shree, thanks for coming on, even though you were at the beginning of your break. I am taking the month of August off too from streaming. I think I've got a guest spot or two lined up, but not anything of my own. Just taking a break just to keep from getting burnt out. I can feel myself kind of getting on the edge of it. So I'm just gonna relax in the evenings for a little bit, for about a month. I won't be back until after Labor Day. I'll still be on LinkedIn, but I won't be streaming till after Labor Day.
I love that idea. Make sure you listen to those cues that your body's telling you, your mind's telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that important. Put it down.
No, put it down. And I really should have built it in to, um, really should have built it in somewhere around June or July. And I didn't. So I had to wait till I was through all my guests before I could take a break, which is fine. But you learn. I know moving forward, like next year, I always take the month of December off too. But like next year, I'll be able to break into like June or July instead of waiting till August to do it.
Or do it once a
Just
week or once a
or do
month.
it
Or
once a month. Yeah.
it's up
Yeah.
to you.
Yep, it is. All right, y'all. Sheree, we are over an hour. Not that it matters. It's been a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody that was in the chat, thank y'all for showing up. Y'all are what makes this just so much fun. It's why I keep doing it. It's just the engagement and the party in the comments. I say it all the time. So anyway, thank y'all so much. I will see y'all after Labor Day. I don't even know who I have after Labor Day. Who do I have after Labor Day? Let me pull my calendar up and I'll tell you. Kelly McCullough.
Ooh,
Kelly
great.
is a health coach, weight loss coach.
Oh, we already need to be there. Getting ready for
I already know,
Thanksgiving,
right?
Halloween, Christmas.
I know it. I know it. 100%. So she'll be my first guest coming back after Labor Day, which is like the 13th. So anyway, thank y'all so much, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.